marketing your business. Do you have a 401k for artists?
401k for artists? No.
I rolled over my 401k into a CD.
Yeah? I ain't got no CDs. I use MP3 now.
Turned out to be a cross-dresser. I lost everything.
You're listening to Articulate with your hosts, Kevin Kramer and Sean Gillespie, your go-to guys for art tips, techniques, and general artist ramblings. Presented by drawingandcoloring.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Articulate, the podcast where we talk about, well, the show.
The show.
Let's stop saying podcast.
We gotta stop saying that because sometimes it's on YouTube.
It's true. It's a show where we talk about everything art, art related.
Everything art, and not just art. We talk about art.
Yeah.
Alright, and what are we talking about today? Today we're talking about business marketing.
For artists. What does that mean?
I don't even know because I'm not good at it. That's your job.
That's true.
This guy right here knows all about business marketing for artists. In fact, he knows so much more about marketing than he does about making art. Sorry. No, but it's true. I mean, you've been doing a lot of research on marketing. You've read a lot of books on it. I hate marketing. I hate it. I want to just be able to make art and then send it out there and people buy it and give me money. That's all I want.
Yes.
I don't want to.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. I don't want to advertise and I don't want to market and I don't want to mingle and I don't want to do all that. I just want to make art. And any time I spend doing that, I feel like I'm taking away from time I should be working in the studio and working on my art.
It's true.
But by that same token, you can't do that.
No, you can't go in a closet
because
make stuff.
Right.
It's like the mousetrap. I'll pull out a business thing. You can make the best mousetrap in the world, but if no one knows about it,
it's not going to catch anything.
Nobody's gonna buy it.
Right, but that's good for the mice.
It's true,
but bad for you.
Right.
Trying to catch the mice.
When you die and somebody finds it in the closet, then they go, "Holy crap."
Then they make all the money off of your mousetrap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
That sucks.
And that's why you need to promote yourself.
So you said something interesting a few weeks ago about how much time you should spend working on art versus marketing. And how much time did you say that was? Do you remember?
At least
I remember.
50% creating and 50% promoting.
Yeah, that's what you said. Now, I can't see myself doing that.
It's a little intimidating. It's intimidating.
I mean, I think that's a good call. I feel like that's a good recipe for success. But at the same time, man, that part is not fun for me.
Right.
I would much rather be doing the fun part, which is the actual creating the art. But by that same token, business has really dropped down for the Shano lately.
Well, that's the thing.
So what can I do, man?
You gotta have some kind of system or machine in place.
Right. So tell me, Kevin. First off, let's talk about some of these books you got, and let's talk about what you've learned from these books. You got this book.
These are good books.
Which is Art/Work by. Who is this? I haven't read any of these. These are all you. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Melber and Heather Bendary?
Sure.
Anyway.
That's a good one.
I flipped through that one. I saw a lot of interesting quotes. One thing I really saw right off was that you need business cards. And that's true. I ran out of business cards, and I've got outdated information on my business cards, and so I quit carrying them. But I found that I'm always caught being like, oh, no, I don't have a business card right now, but I can just give you my webpage. And I've lost that person. They are lost now. They're like, I'm not going to write down your webpage and visit it. You need to have your stuff together for me to go check that out.
See, for me, from all the experiences with going to seminars and business things, as far as having a business card for me, with my experience is you have a business card, you get it, you go, awesome, great, pocket, wallet, gone forever.
Not true. You give that out. I give out a lot of business cards. People are always like, oh, do you have a card? I get that all the time. Do you have a card?
Right.
You have to have it.
No, I'm saying about receiving the cards. Once I get a card.
Once I get a card, I know.
Exactly.
But I never ask for people's cards.
Exactly.
I feel like you have to be in a position of interest or to ask for a card.
There are iPhone apps and all these other apps that you can do that like Bump and it shares contact information and things like that. But as far as getting work, when you're first starting, I think referrals.
Okay.
Directly
word of
from
mouth.
people.
Okay.
Right.
Well, so what else can you do? Because obviously word of mouth, you're just relying on putting out good quality work and having a great attitude. And you're just hoping that they'll tell their friends that, oh yeah, this person had a great attitude and they were amazing.
Right.
And you're just kind of relying on them and hoping. And of course you can be like, and tell your friends about it.
Right.
Tell them what a zinger we gave you, kiddo, you know.
Well, you could do some kind of incentive. That's
All right.
a lot.
Well, but you can also post like comments on your webpage, like so-and-so said, the Shano was quite the dancer, you know? But I don't know.
What?
I don't know why I'm going 1920s here, but
Vaudeville over here.
yeah, I don't know what that's about. We did the Charleston all night long, and then at the end, they gave me a quickie and a painting. It's like, what? You know.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. But my point is you can have their commentaries on your webpage so that, you know...
Testimonials.
Yeah, testimonials. So you've got, like, word of mouth, but it's on your site. So it's, you know...
I would say to effectively have some kind of marketing in place, you need a website, first and foremost, with your work.
Right. You need a website, business cards. You can also offer incentive to like, oh, and if you refer your friends to me, I'll give you a 10% finder's fee.
Right.
I've done that before.
Exactly.
Yeah. I actually tried to do that with a contractor the other day. He's trying to hit me up for 25%. Did nothing. Didn't, like, you know, a lot of times contractors in the mural business, well, they'll try to hit you up and take a piece of your pie because they consider the mural as part of the construction process.
Oh, really?
But it's not. The mural business is part of the decoration process. So it's after the construction is finished. Yeah, right before the furniture comes in, a lot of times the mural goes in. So it's after they're done, but right before the rest happens.
Right.
And so you end up seeing a lot of the construction guys and a lot of the contractors, and a lot of times they're trying to hit me up for a piece of it. It's happened to me several times. Huh. And I'm always cutting them off, and I'm always having to find ways to do it. And one of the more effective ways I've found is like, look, I don't consider what I do to be part of your process.
Right.
But if you bring me work, I'm happy to give you a 10% finder's fee. And that's as good as it's get. Usually you won't hear from them again.
Right.
And then you have to decide whether or not working for a contractor and giving them 25% is better than not getting any work at all. Now, in this case, the guy that particular contractor was a shady dude, and I didn't want to work for him at all at any price. So it worked out good that he never called me back.
Right.
But, you know, anyway, point is I digress. But the point is word of mouth, you can foster that relationship with people who are already in that market and things like that. And by giving them like a 10% finder's fee and letting them know that, hey, this is part of our business. You shake my hand, I'm going to shake yours.
Right. In the real estate business, that's called like a bird dog.
Bird dog.
Yeah. It's a little weird term.
That is weird.
You go out and you find opportunities and you bring them to me.
Right. There you go. And you get a percent. So, yeah, so that's one way to kind of get the word out there. Another way is to enter competitions.
Competitions are good. I've won a lot of competitions I've won a few competitions.
I've won so many competitions.
I've won enough.
I compete on a national level.
I have.
Local,
local, state, and international.
International.
Yes.
I'm an international competitor in the arts.
But I've had my stuff in books. Strokes of Genius that gets spent. It goes through what is that? The Artists Network or Artists.
Yeah. But because people read those books, people who are in that market read those books, and maybe you'll get contacted.
Like the way I got exposure was through the contest to get into the book.
And for like children's books, for example, I've recently written a couple children's books, and they're not selling very well on Amazon, which is fine. You know, I knew that. I'm trying to build a following, and I knew that they wouldn't take off immediately.
Right.
So one of the things I'm doing this year is I'm submitting to a couple of competitions for illustrations and writing, and hopefully that will either get my name out there a little bit, or if I win, then, you know, that's definitely a big one. But even if you don't win, the people who are grading those competitions and rating them, they're people who are in the market. And if you're a runner-up, you're still getting your name out there. And it's something that you can put on your resume when you're trying to contact like an agent in the future. If you're trying to become an illustrator for children's books, like, oh, well, you know, I was a runner-up in such and such independent writer competition.
That's actually one good thing. We could probably do a series of things that you could do to promote your book for. more.
We should. And you should write me your ideas to promote my book as well, because, like I say, I don't like marketing. I don't like promoting. I'm no good at it. It's for an advertising major. You know, the irony is not missed on me. But I would just much rather be in the studio working on the next children's book than to have to deal with that. Which is one of those things that I talk about time and time again about how important it is for you to have a significant other or somebody in your life who does enjoy doing those things, and y'all can divide and conquer.
Well, one of the obvious things that is something that builds exposure is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Podcast.
What TV show?
Or super...
Already he forgot that it's a show, not a podcast.
That happens. This, in itself, something that you are consistently doing on a weekly, monthly, daily basis, the more, the more, obviously, the better, but...
Not that we're encouraging you to be our competition. But you could write us, and we can plug for you. Be like, hey, this so-and-so is just getting their business started. They're a muralist in Germany. Most of our people are overseas. Most of our fans are overseas. I think it's because they don't really know what we're saying. And they're like, these guys seem clever.
Those guys, they look good.
Yeah, they look good. Those are good-looking
Those are
Americans.
good-looking guys.
I don't know what accent that is.
That's, what is that?
What is that?
That's Italian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, look
but
good.
we do. We have fans all over the world. Fans, maybe not the right word, but we have people who watch the show all over the world, which is awesome.
Watchers,
we have listeners and watchers all over the world, which is super cool. I think that's super awesome.
They tune in.
But if you guys have something that is not necessarily localized, then shoot us up and we'll put you a plug on our webpage or talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
Even. And that gives you exposure.
Yeah. We'll give you some ideas of what you could do to market yourself better.
Right. And what are some other ideas? Come on, Kevin. Let's pick the Kevin brain.
Let's see. What did we go? We got
business cards. We got webpage. As those two are a must. I mean, in today's society.
One thing to add, which is pretty much marketing 101 online now, is to build an email list.
Yeah.
If you have...
You are all about the email list, and it works. And I'm not saying it doesn't work. But I'm a sensitive dude. I don't want to bother anybody. I'm a very anxious guy. I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother these people. And that's the Shano.
The thing about that is, get over it.
I can't do that. I could not do an email list.
If somebody is signing up for your information,
right?
They're interested. They're raising their hand. They're saying, I want that, or I like that guy. And whenever you send them information, you'll send them information to like shows or openings. If you're in a gallery already, depending on the gallery to promote your stuff should not be the only option that you're doing.
Well, but let me give you the alternative to that. If you're more sensitive like me and you don't want to bother people and you feel like, you know, obviously I'm not saying be like me because, like I say, you know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease and lately the Shano ain't getting no grease, you know what I'm saying? But, whoa! I don't know, that sounded like way dirtier than I meant. It was not meant to sound dirty at all, actually. But, this show is really tanked. The quality, no. But, God, I had a point. There was a point right there. Oh, the alternative to the email list is like Facebook. So I created like an author's page for my Facebook page. And you get likes and, you know, and we have one for Articulate as well.
Right.
And then you could just post on that Facebook page, and then it's like a soft reminder to these people. It posts up there. It's listed as news. It's mixed in with all your witticisms and things that you post as well. And people don't feel like they're getting spammed as much as they would if you emailed them necessarily.
The key thing to remember is consistency. That is, as long as you're on someone's radar, they'll constantly be reminded of you, just like a commercial or anything like that.
What about hitting the streets with some flyers, man? Do people do that anymore? Does that happen?
That sounds like a waste of time to me.
Do you think? I don't know, man. Go to the people. The people! I'd like to... You should try that. Somebody out there try that. Have a gallery and then go and hit the streets with your flyers and see and put on there like, you know, bring this flyer for half off admission or something like that if you're charging for admission. Or for $10 off your painting. Or something like that. And then see how many flyers you get back. I'd be interested to see how that works out. Because I haven't heard of anybody doing that since the 80s. So, I bet you it'd work, though.
It might.
I bet you some old school tactics like that, bringing them back.
If the more interactive and face-to-face you get with people, the more you get. I think.
Bringing them back. Well, Torchy's, which is a taco place here in Austin that is amazing. It's like my favorite taco place
It's pretty good.
on Earth. It's the best on Earth. On planet Earth. But anyway, when they started off as a food truck. And the guy that owned the place, I don't know his name, but
Call him Bill.
We'll call him, I don't know, he has a name, but I'm not going to look it up because
Joe.
it doesn't really matter.
Taco
But the
Joe.
point is, the Torchy's guy went on a bicycle and rode around the neighborhoods near where the trailer was, giving out free chips and salsa.
See, that is different.
Right.
Than a flyer, though.
Right.
You could
But you could give a flyer like a nice flyer, like a card, like on good card stock. Yeah, with your like a picture of your painting, so people are like, oh, this is like a postcard.
You could plus that. You could do little micro paintings and give those out.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, but you can do it.
They have a guy at Epoch that does that.
Oh yeah.
He just sits there and does paintings and he gives them out.
Huh. I don't know. Could work though.
They're like, I mean, they're like
they're
this
tiny,
big.
tiny.
They're like business card size, some of them. But he'll go.
There you go. There's a little something for you. Yeah, something unique.
It makes you feel nice.
It does. It wouldn't make me feel warm and fuzzy.
I still have it.
Do you?
I got one.
We can't throw that away. Somebody painted that by hand.
Exactly. And he personalized it.
I gotta be honest. I would not eat chips and salsa from some dude on a bike.
No.
Just safety tip, pro tip, everybody.
Pro tip.
Pro tip. Don't eat chips and salsa from some dude on a bike.
No.
But it worked out for him. People were like, ate it. They're like, this is amazing. I'm gonna come over and visit. It might have been chips and queso. I might eat some queso on a bike.
I would take even less queso.
Their queso is like, woo, it's good.
Hmm.
Yeah. You ever had their queso?
Mm-hmm.
It's
but not from
good.
a guy on a bike.
No. Well, I don't know. But now that I know what it tastes like, if it was like even spilled on the bike, I'd be like, ah, it's so good.
Okay. So back to the marketing.
Yeah, this has turned into a Torchy's commercial.
Do something different.
All right.
I think is what it comes down to.
Do something different.
Do something different. Do something consistently.
Enter competitions.
Competitions.
Email list or softer version of that, Facebook art page or author page. Artist page or author page. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Blogging. Talking about blogs. Responding on entering communities. Joining groups.
Meetups.
I don't do that. When I first moved to Austin, man, I hit the ground running, and I was going to I moved here to try to go to film school. Turns out it's hard to get in.
True.
And I'm not good,
especially
so I didn't get in. Right, and but when I started, I mean, I was going to the Austin Film Society meetings. I was going to all these different groups. I was mixing and mingling and be like, "Hey, what's up? You make painting? I make the painting. You make the art. I make the art." I don't know why I danced like that or talked in that voice. Might be why none of them called me back. I don't know.
If you did that, I'm pretty sure that's why.
I think I would call that guy. I'm like, let's call that dude who does the weird dance and talks in that voice. He goes, he talks like this.
I know that guy.
Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Don't call him.
Yeah, don't. He's a weird fella.
He's a little weird.
I don't trust that guy. But anyway,
just like the guy
so join communities and join groups. Some of them are free, some of them aren't. With acting, you have like the Actors Guild, and I think you have to pay a certain amount.
With any profession or skill, the more you get out into the community and the environment and get with those people that are actually interacting and doing those things, the more you'll build your network and the more you'll get business.
Man, I need to do all of these things. I do none of these things.
I did that.
Just listening to it, I've learned so much in this podcast.
I know, huh?
I'm just like, man, I am so lazy. I just don't do any of this stuff. Because I don't really like humans. And so I don't really want to talk to them or join their groups or anything. But I should. You should. Yeah. So it's that fake it till you make it thing. And plus, maybe you get out there and you meet them and you're like, these human beings are not so bad. I kind of like them.
Yeah. I think that's usually how it goes.
Probably. That's how it goes with me. But anyway, so get out there. Get
out there. I think that's a good stop for this one. Otherwise, we'll just keep rambling.
This guy.
Well.
Actually, I've been rambling.
I'd be interested to hear what you have used to get business. What are you...
how are you marketing yourself?
Yeah. What do you do? Blog? Do you use Facebook, Twitter exclusively? Pinterest is a good one.
Do you tweet?
Do you tweet?
Do you tweet it all night long?
Instagram is a good one too.
Man, your sister, she's like a tweet maniac. She's got like followers on Twitter and stuff like that.
If you do consistent work.
Nobody follows me on. Y'all should follow me on Twitter. Because if I got followers, I might start tweeting.
You do consistently, you'll get them. You don't even have to have anybody. You consistently tweet, you'll get them.
Y'all follow the Shawno. That's my tweet name, the Shano.
Follow him. Make him feel better.
Yeah, it would make me feel better. It would make me feel way better if I had some. It's the underscore Shano, because there's another dude who's just the Shano, and that's not me. I'm the underscore Shano.
That.
Yeah, don't get those two confused.
All right, that's it.
All right, let's end this.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
You've been listening to Articulate with Kevin and Sean. Subscribe on iTunes or check them out on drawingandcoloring.com. Always reminding you to keep it simple.